everyone, and welcome back to Asu Combo, bringing you another Tera Raid talk, and this time I'm going to talk to you how to solo Samurott and actually give you some more strategies to actually get you where you need to go. I've updated the list based on the Samurott raid, and it turns out, guess what? It doesn't have Ice Beam. Yay! So now we actually have a little bit better of a strategy and a lot of other Pokemon you can use, including flying types. But you notice I don't really have any flying types on here. I think you could Tera into flying because the big strategy, and the one thing I did mention in my previous video, if you want to check that out, that will be also in the upper right hand corner if you'll give it a click. The one thing I did mention in that is that it will use focus energy, and guess what? I was right. It actually uses focus energy and a lot of crit moves. So it's going to use crit to try to beat you. So the strategy here is use that to your advantage. Unfortunately, Bulbapedia or some resources lied to me a little bit, saying that haze will remove focus energy. It won't. It actually, you can't get rid of it at all this match. I've tried to figure it out many different ways. There's no moves available in the current Pokédex that will allow you to do so. So maybe in the future, if we can ever get some Marshadow, that would be awesome. But unfortunately, we got to go in a different direction. So let's use that crit to our advantage, and I'll explain all that very momentarily. So with the Koraidon raid, so if you do have Pokemon Scarlet or a Koraidon, this is perfect for you. You're going to be able to solo this guy, no problem whatsoever. It's going to take a little bit of time and a little bit of sacrifice, literally. First 2 turns, you can get off 2 turns of Screech, then start Swords Dancing up. Now keep in mind, you do have your Sun that is up, and that will last for 5 turns. So your first 2 turns, you're going to Screech. It's going to put up a shield, so you're not going to be able to do anything there. So then Swords Dance for 2 turns, and then Flare Blitz on the 5th. You will go down, but that is okay, because when you come back out again, you're going to bring out the Sun one more time, and then that shield's already down by that point. So you could Screech 3 times if you want, just to be safe. Swords Dance up. Honestly, you don't really even have to get all 3 and 3 up. You could go 2 and 2. I know that Screech can miss, so I know that might be something to worry about for some people. But the Screech is better because it will not dispel effects on itself again. It will dispel it one more time on you. So once it's dispelled on your team twice, it's not going to do it again. So you should be safe after that. So use your best judgment there. If you start getting a sticky situation, Drain Punch will take you there. So I do want to bring that up. You can solo this guy with Koraidon. You could probably change his item to something a little bit more survivability. I just like the little bit more damage since he's going to YOLO and go in there and, you know, knock it out. Now, for everybody else who doesn't know what to bring, I'm going to go ahead and say this one time again. I don't have anything personal against Azumarill, but please don't bring Azumarill. It's not strong enough to survive the crits, okay? I've seen people with clever ideas, but once again, guys, this thing's going to crit you a lot. If you don't know how crits work, crits ignore stat boosts, it ignores reflex and light screens. So don't do it. With that knowledge being given to you, it don't matter how many times you bulk up, iron defense and all this kind of stuff. If it crits you, it's going to go through that. It doesn't matter how low you bring its attack down. It will go through that. If you don't know how that works, look up Urshifu from the last gen, and that explains a lot why it was such a formidable foe and why it was so useful on a lot of things. So I do want to bring that up. With that knowledge being given to you, though, use that to your advantage. There are some abilities, such as Anger Point, that you can use to actually get a boost from being crit. So the one thing I want to say is this. If you don't know what to bring in this and you just want to be supportive and you know, kind of help everyone out, a lot of people aren't bringing support Pokemon. The support Pokemon I'm going to talk about real quick is Chansey. Not Blissey, but Chansey. The reason why I say Chansey is because you can give it an Eviolite and actually put a lot of investment into Bold and its defense and HP. I've done the calcs. Samurott will not knock you below half your HP. It will not. I think the high, even with the crit with Megahorn, it's going to just get you to 43%. That's with the crit. So keep that in mind, okay? This guy's meant to come in, or this gal is meant to come in and life do and keep everyone alive. So honestly, all you gotta do is come in and just life do. keep everyone alive, and that match will go a lot smoother, and you'll keep everybody for survivability. I would talk about some of these rest of these moves, but you're just going to end up life doing most of the time, or helping hand. You could skill swap to remove that shell armor. I don't know. I mean, really, it's not going to make much difference if you got a good teammates that are coming in and actually helping you out. But I do want to briefly talk about some of these anger point mons. If you don't know what anger point is, if you get crit, your attack boost all the way, 12 stages, all the way to max just by getting crit once. It is a very, very interesting gimmick that some people do use in double battles to like trigger themselves. And I did a video on it back during Christmas time, and I'll put that in the upper right hand corner if you just want to see how the match goes there. But Crabdominable, Primeape, and Taurus are usually the ones that are going to have this, but it is very, very useful. So I say, now that's the interesting thing, Anger Point is not on Annihilate. So that's why I'm pulling up Primeape here. Give it an Evilite though, just like the Chansey, and it will take on a lot more damage. If you're finding out that it's not doing enough that you like, or you're getting hit too bad, put some more defense, investment in defense, and you should be fine. But I threw in Rock Slide. Rock Slide's very good to try to maybe get some flinches, and it's going to be super effective damage. Then, whenever you've hit them like 3 times, you're going to have the chance to terraform. And I'm going to tell you this, don't Terra into rock type, because you would think that would boost it even more. Terra into flying type, because it does have ground type moves like Bulldoze and Drill Run. So by going into that form, you lose those weaknesses. It doesn't have Ice Beam, so you'll survive. It'll be helpful there. You could also Screech to bring down the defense if you want to go that route as more support. So it's kind of split between. I think this is a very good one to bring in if you don't know what to bring in, and you can easily get yourself a Primeape. Same thing with Crabdominable. Similar setup here. Rock Slide, Flying Terra, Anger Points up. Put Shell. I mean, this one doesn't need Evilite, so you can give it a Shell Bell to recover the massive amount of damage you're going to do. They're going to boost he's going to boost your attack for you. This one also has a higher physical defense, so probably more likely to survive. And then the Tauruses I'm going to talk about. Don't bring a fire type, guys. Stop bringing fire types. It's got ground type moves. I've seen so many people bring those in. Just bring in a good Taurus. So for you Violet players that don't know, you want to do some damage, a good old Taurus will be fine. Even if you bring out the Aqua breed, it'll actually help out a good bit. Same strategy, Anger Point, Shell Bell. I didn't put any other moves. You can put whatever you want, but you're going to be mainly doing Rock Slide until you get up, and then you could do the same thing, Flying with Terra Blast. So I think this is very good. Even just a straight up combat one would work, but I think the water one would be a little bit more useful because of, type advantages. So guys, do me a favor. If you found this video helpful, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and tell me what you think in the comments below. Until next time.